Howdy, everybody. Welcome back. ViciousTech here, and today we are going to be working on some experimental building on Ark Survival Ascended, a game that just came out last week, Thursday night, I think, at like 1 a.m. It was a relatively annoying launch time and date, just for the simple fact that, well, there was going to be a couple days where I couldn't play. So, here we are. I'm finally able to, well, I've been playing since Thursday afternoon or whatever, but the last couple days I've had prior commitments and stuff like that and couldn't really get in, so I couldn't really build. So today, let's give you guys some game audio. We're gonna level this guy's fortitude. It doesn't really matter. This is just this is a flat map, the mod, to where you can practice with building, and it's mostly for modders and stuff like that to practice their models and make sure everything's working good, looking good, and stuff like that. Well, this is also a perfectly flat map and works really, really good for building. Although the lighting does kind of suck. I can't adjust the time of the day. I wish I had the light directly above me, just because it would, you know, get rid of these damn shadows. But it is what it is, and this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. So until somebody comes out with a completely flat modded map that has like a grass area, or it's just a green grass and an area with sand, and then like a rock area, but completely flat, so that people like me can practice our builds. It just makes things a lot easier. So, turn the music down just a hair for you guys. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Should be able to hear it. But we're going to start out with some building, and I am loving the new interface with all of these different things where I can search just structures and stuff like that. Same with your inventory. Then you got cosmetics. Like, this allows you to equip all the cosmetics and such. Like, oh, this is very, very nice. So we're going to go ahead and pretty much almost everything for PvP building in ASA is metal foundations, walls, if I can find it. I got the green screen walls and stuff like that, just for, you know, helps with taking screenshots and stuff like that. Where's regular bloody wall? There we go. Wall, doors, if I can find it, because that's just going to be for the hatch frame itself, the small hatch frame. Door, wall, railing, because I think you can use the railings and stuff like that to push the turret out a little bit further from the wall. They need to be metal, but I don't want the quarter railing. Why are you... I don't want quarter. Okay, we're just going to go into structures, then metal. And you can always do a combination of metal and tech. It's just a lot of times it's faster to get the metal and then slowly replace the stuff with tech as you're able to. But tech also takes additional damage by tech. So there is that. Where's the... not the quarter... got a wall, doorways, blah, blah, blah. Why is it only the quarter one that I can see? The thing is, I just had a bunch of them in my inventory, and I just tossed them out because I didn't think I was gonna be able to just spawn the stuff that I needed in. Or is it just... oh, never mind. That's quarter wall and it's normal size railing. I'm getting hung up on Syntac because Syntac made a tweet earlier today hoping that we could get half or quarter sized railings, because we have the ceilings and stuff that are smaller. So he was hoping that we might be able to get these to where they're not quite as big, which would be, you know, pretty nice and come in handy. But this is pretty much what we're going to be building with, and this is pretty much what you're going to need for ASA. It's nice, short, sweet, to the point. You might need pillars, but pillars only have like 6,500 health or something like that. I don't need that. I need the actual... There we go. My stuff's going to be leveling as I go because I haven't done anything yet. Actually, you know what? Let me do something real quick. We're going to be crafting for a second. But it's going to get all these levels out of the way. Because it's just annoying that it does that. I can't remember off the top of my head what the command is. Because it's been so long since I've been an admin and ran a cluster that I haven't had to do the XP command anytime recently. But I think I might have I tapped the A button like 3 or 4 times, so there is this. That's fine. We're going to end up hopefully maxing our level out pretty soon, where we're not going to need to worry about it. Can I dim them or kick them out as faster than I can make them? Probably not. Because it just goes and goes and goes and goes. Here, let's do this. Ha! Faster. Am I at max level yet? No, I'm still not at max level yet. God, this is frustrating. I should have did this before I went live, but this is like a spur of the moment thing. I wanted to do some of my I experimented a little bit yesterday, and I wanted to experiment today with this life. Holy crap, I don't have to turn off GCM. Outstanding. Luckily, it's a temperate environment where there's like no temperature, no wind, none of that stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and put everything into Fortitude. It doesn't matter. Fortitude's useless right now. There we go. Now, I shouldn't have to worry about any more levels, right? Oh, for fuck's sakes. I do. Okay, we're not doing that again. All those can screw off. Anywho. Then we're going to need a generator, which you can use either my stuff, because I usually play boosted. I need access tech generators. You could also use a regular power generator if all you're using is heavies. So we're going to look at some stuff that is, what's the word? Heavy turret only for right now. I'm still going to have the tech turrets and stuff like that in my inventory, but and nobody cares about the auto turrets, or auto turrets are freaking useless. But we're going to find somewhere nice to build real quick. And there's different size things that we're going to go with. Pretty much the first things first is going to be placing down a foundation. And, don't want to do that yet. Pick it up. And everybody's like, oh, you don't want to put a generator on a foundation. Yeah, I know. But when you box these in, if you have structure collision on, and you have it like on the ground, and then surround it with the foundations and the wall it in, you don't have a choice but to put it on the foundation, because it will not let you place it after you put the walls up, which is very fucking annoying. So, I also forgot the trapdoor. We're going to need a ceiling / trapdoor. That's going to be metal, and then we will need 1 ladder for each, pretty much each tower that we build, so. Boop. And then we're going to switch that to, wait. I'm hitting E. Oh, wow. Okay. I did not know that they had a 1x1 cellar door. They had the bigger ones. Okay, let's pick this up real quick. What's the difference in health? Because that's 10,000, then, oh, wow. So it's better to do it. Okay. we're going to place down a cellar door because that's got 15,000 health. So that's going to be our generator storage. So, cheat. I'm going to go ahead and just throw gasoline in there and turn it on. And I get stuck inside that. And the generator's really quiet compared to Ark Survival Evolved. I dig that. Alright, so, doop doop. I'm going to start out with the A3x3 because we don't have giant metal hatch frames like we used to, and that's frustrating as hell. I wish we had access to the giant metal hatch frames because that's what I'm used to for building. So this is going to be a big learning curve for me in terms of trying to figure out the best way to do it. So, yes, we're gonna go ahead and build these. And we're gonna go all the way up. Or did I want those? Because we're gonna use these as different snap points. Because the way snap points work is freaking weird in this game too. Because look, you can snap to the side. So rather than just snapping up and down, they actually snap side to side as well. So how we used to use double door frame or giant metal hatch frames and other structures to help try to hold the walls together, you don't have to do that anymore. They snap to each other all the way around. So as long as there's foundation support, if I was to lose this or whatever, it's not going to lose it or whatever. Let's see real quick. I'll show you. Oops. Like if I take this down, it stays there. Like, what? Oh, what? Okay, I'll take that. And then when you're picking up structures, it also picks up anything that's connected, which is pretty wild too. I'm digging that. So these structures, I actually want these to be double door frames for right now. If I can, come on. All right, there we go. So we're gonna go place a bunch of double door frames. Right here. And then I also need to make sure that I place my double door frames there. I do not want to replace that wall. Be very mindful of your snap points and don't try to rush this shit. Because when you rush, that's when you have issues and have problems, and then stuff gets screwed up. All right, there we go. Now we're up 2. We're going to go up 18 more for these. I think that's 20 high, right? I don't know. I lost track. I can't count, okay? Don't mind me. So let's get a count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then 19, 20. Cool. So that's the height of the main part of, like, the core of the tower is going to be 20 high. This is really annoying. It's nice because it can come in handy, but it's really fucking annoying when you're trying to build quickly, because you can actually use these and still get like pushed out coverage for your turrets, like for like a sky tower, which is pretty freaking wild because you can snap turrets on the edges of these, and the placement for turrets is fucking wild. Come on, get the one up. There we go. And this is going to be a floating tower design is what I'm thinking of doing this time. Okay. Shadows in this game are cool, but it's kind of annoying that they can. It's nice that they can snap on the side, but it's also kind of annoying that they snap on the side. So there's no way that I can turn it off. I wish you could switch to like basic snap points instead of this, because now I have to go back and pick these up, which is kind of annoying. But it's kind of cool that you can do some weird stuff with like sky towers now too, with just using double door frames, because of the way the snap points work. Like you can go all the way up here and then snap. Nope. Oh, that wasn't supposed to go there. Like, you can do this. Like, it's fucking phenomenal. If you can get the snap points to work correctly and not be, you know, picky and choosy as to whether I want to work or not. There we go. Think? Yeah, and then we can get rid of this. Like, this is wild. Because you can snap turrets all throughout this thing. And then get really good, like, coverage. This is so dumb. Like, what? What? And this is using official settings. Like, I have structure collision off. I don't have anything structure-wise turned off. And you can do this in official. Like, this is so damn broken. If you don't want them on the side, you can put them there. Or you can put them all around the sides. And then put them on top. Or a sky tower. And if need be, you can always use tech turrets. But still, it's fucking broken. But I like how when you pick up the structures, it picks up the that. But I did kind of screw up. I wasn't supposed to go with double door frames all the way up it. So I'm gonna have to remedy that in just a second, which is annoying. Cool. But just like the flexibility that we have in ASA for PvP building is going to be interesting to see what people come up with. You're going to have to get creative, or it's not that you're going to have to get creative, you're going to be able to be creative, which is one thing that I like. All right, so I'm going to switch these, go back to the regular one. All right, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, come on. Snap where I need you to snap. I need you to take over this. You know what? It doesn't want to cooperate. Snap points are a little weird to work with still in ASA. As you can see. And you're going to be like, why is he building with regular walls right here? That's because I'm going to be changing those back into double door frames, after I place my turrets. You have to place turrets first, and then you can turn them into double doors. It's one of the workarounds, because you're able to place turrets directly onto the side of a wall. Like, can you imagine going into a cave and before you didn't have to worry about turrets being snapped to the damn ceiling? Guess what, Bubba? They're now snappable to the ceiling, just like they're able to be snapped to the side of a wall. That shit is just broken. So, down here we're going to do the same thing, but I need to get the core, my core structure itself. I can actually have as double door frames right now without having to do anything. And the main structure down below is going to be 10 walls high. This is going to be a total of 20 walls high as the whole tower, because it's going to be like a sky tower type deal. So, but we need to get the core built first. And it's more important to start from the inside and work your way out with this, because it can get really, really tedious with snap points and things not going where they're supposed to go if you don't start from the inside out. That's why I started with the little 1x1. Just because, like, the snap points like to jump around a lot. Now, I haven't had an issue yet where I try to snap at one spot and it automatically jumps and snaps to a different spot. It hasn't done that like it does to ASA or ASE. Especially with like the triangle ceiling pieces when you're trying to build like a pyramid type shape. I haven't had that issue where the things want to flip in the wrong spot. On here they at least snap where they're supposed to. I just try to go too fast and it doesn't work. But this is working right. Yep. And doing like the floating turret thing is super easy. It's not complicated. Pretty straightforward as well. Okay, we got that. So now we need to go to the regular walls for it now. The only downside is this is kind of resource intensive, but you do get some of your resources back when you demo the structures out to turn them into for the floating walls or floating turrets. And I can imagine people building entire ass walls with these. This is why it's important to have your snap points right before you start clicking. Otherwise you're doing this all day long. It's a little frustrating, but at least I'm in GCM mode and I'm not having to worry about crafting this stuff myself. Because right now, most of the servers that I've been getting on are going down and crashing, and then they'll be down for 20-30 minutes. Sometime longer if they get into like a boot loop. And then I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to try out another server real quick. We'll be back to you. I have to try out another server, see how it is, or it just becomes a join simulator where you're just sitting there for hours trying to get into the server that you were just on. It's a crash, and when it came back up, a whole bunch of people jumped on it, and it's full. So I gave up on that for now. Luckily, I normally play unofficial, but I wanted to give it official a try, see how I liked everything. And it turned out pretty shitty, actually. Unless you know somebody, it's really difficult to get into official and not get your shit pushed in, unfortunately. We're gonna have to come back to that one as well. But this one is going to be a heavy turret only, just for people that don't have access to tech. And I want to give people, like an option for it. And I haven't tried the floating turret thing yet with tech structures yet. We're gonna have to see how that works. Should work just fine, but we're gonna find out. Oh, I forgot the gas generator is so small, so we have to actually put another generator right here, higher up. I haven't experimented with the I don't want the cellar door. I want a ceiling. I like how it defaults to the last item that you use in case you're building a whole bunch at a time, but it's also kind of annoying that it does that. Now, will you let me place a turret in here? I can't see a damn thing. Probably not. Oh, it does. Wow. Okay. Boop. There we go. And then one up from it, we are going to place another cellar door so that you have access to that. Can I close it? I have to close it probably when I turn those into double door frames. It's kind of annoying. But this is just strictly a heavy turret build, so this is just meant to be like a small sky tower deal. I also don't like how the turrets don't really snap. I wish they'd snap facing a certain direction or something like that and stay that way. I know you have to manually turn every single one, but you want to try and get the turret as close to the middle of the wall as possible. And I'm probably going to end up putting too many turrets on this. I don't want to go all the way down because the rest of the structure might interfere with the sky turrets or the sky tower part. But this is mostly a design for people that don't have access to tech yet. And I'm suspecting that people are not going to have access to tech for a while unless they're with somebody. Then they'll get tech pretty easy probably. But yep, went down one too far. But it's just so much flexibility in this. It's kind of creepy. Only what, 20 turrets up here. There we go. This little flat map's kind of annoying because I can't change the sun. I want the sun directly above me. I tried to change the time of day and it didn't want to work for me. So I said to hell with it. But I'm still going to use it because it's the easiest place to find flat ground. So we got, I think, what, 20 turrets out now? 24 turrets. That's more turrets than I want. Because I don't want to hit the 80 or the 100 turret cap. I want to get to about 80 turrets for this tower. The reason why I want to get to 80 turrets is because I want to try and get turrets that are like towers that have some coverage of each other, instead of having them like 3 miles apart. I want the turrets to be able to cover each other just a little bit. So since we've done that, I can go and start breaking these. I'm not trying to snap the stuff to me. I need that as a wall buddy. I want just a hair down too far. Come on. Snap where the generator is, please. Thank you. Improve snap points, my butthole. Annoying snap points is more like it. Anywho, we can go back up. And now these turrets are going to be floating. Look here. Go away. And this is with the official settings. Like, I have structure collision turned on. Now, as to whether they make it, legal to where you won't have to worry about getting banned, I don't know. But I don't think this is a bug. But still, look at that. Like, that's just stupid how they have that set up. And how you can do that in this game. And now we're going to go ahead and close that up. I would definitely recommend putting the metal cellar doors as a ceiling on top of where your generator storage is. You don't want to have doors on the sides. You want the full strength, which should be 10,000 of the wall. But to not sacrifice, strength of the ceiling or the door of using like a trap door. Use the metal cellar door. It's got 15,000 health. Why not? Just use it. It's the smart thing to do. So, since I am using strictly heavies, we're going to go ahead and I don't want heavies on every single one. We're going to do like a checkerboard pattern. That way they have more visibility. They're not blocking each other. And if you should choose to, you can do some more ground turrets. You can do turrets. You can fill it in with tech turrets if you want to. It's up to you. You have more flexibility when you do this. And then as you get tech turrets, you can throw tech turrets up if you want. But you'll have to replace your generators with the tech generator. Like so. And this is just like one of the quick designs that I've come up with, and I've figured out that is like somewhat viable. Can't really put turrets there. You have to put turrets on the ground. So there's that. Like, not needing double door frames or giant metal hatch frames and stuff like that is kind of cool. Kind of annoying because I'm so used to using giant metal hatch frames, but don't really need them. And then when we get to the bottom and finish placing our turrets up here, we're going to work on the floor area of the tower, because you still got to have some defense and stuff like that for the base of the tower, the foundations. If you don't get the foundation guarded properly, it's just going to be easier to take out. And I don't know what the range of these towers are, or like turrets are. I haven't done any testing in terms of the range of towers yet, because every time I would get near somebody's base in PvP, the server would go down for whatever random ass reason. There we go. Now, if you wanted to, you could alternate these just for, you know, speed purposes and stuff like that. I'm not. You could do 2, then 1, 2, 1, and just alternate back and forth. But I just want to get this done right here. But I'm digging this new building system. I'm digging the structures, because you can actually tell a little bit more what the damage to the structure is, just like your clothes and stuff like that. They look wore out. When your player is getting beat the hell and back, your player looks like crap. Like they start getting blood and stuff like that on them, just like dinos and stuff when they're getting closer to death too. Like, it's pretty wild. Let's see. There's all sorts of things, because you can use railings too and place turrets directly on railings. And I don't know if that's intended or not, but you can use those to push out turrets further away from the structure. Now, the problem is with using railings, they only have, I think, like 6,500 health or something like that, whereas your walls and door frames have 10,000 health. So those are actually one-shotted by rockets. The railings are one-shotted by rockets, whereas the walls, I think, take at least 2 rockets to take out. Don't test me on that, or quiz me on that or whatever, because I haven't been able to do any testing. But from what I've seen, when people are like raiding, it's not pretty. With the cost of rockets and stuff like that, you would think it would be, they would do more damage, but nope. Well, actually, it's easier to raid than it is to build and defend now at this point. At least until they get the balancing right. Or I can see some unofficial servers will be jacking up the resistance of structures to make it a little bit more difficult for structures to be destroyed by rockets. It's kind of weird that rockets do more damage than C4, but C4 costs more resource-wise. So, and now we're ready to break these up. You're not supposed to snap there. Oh, bloody hell. What did I replace? I didn't replace it. That's... Yeah. I'm glad that you can also pretty much pick up all the time, because this is annoying. Even when you're not in GCM, but it also depends on if they turned on pickup or not. Because I never really got to try out on official if you can pick up structures. More or less, I just place the shit and go. I tried to play official as much as I could, and then boop, kick. Server went down. So I essentially gave up on official for right now until, you know, servers are balanced and stable. That and I need to find people to play with official, because I'm not going to try and make friends with somebody on the server because I don't know what their intentions are. Trust no one. Otherwise you end up like somebody that gets incited and lose years and years worth of progress. And it's not even that you got raided, you just had some shithead in your tribe that decided, oh, I don't like you here. Oh, I don't like you. So then they proceed to steal your shit, demo stuff, whatever. Insiders can get fucked. But this is the broken way to do floating turrets. But I forget, nope. And then if you want to go back and do tech turrets, because you can always add turrets, I have what? 76 turrets on here, so you can go back and add some tech turrets to it. You would just need to place a wall. Place a wall. Listen, I said place a wall. Here, let's place a wall right there. You can place, like, replace the wall right there. And now it's not gonna let me do it now. Oh wait, because that's not a wall, is it? Yep, that's the wrong kind of wall. This is the right kind of wall. Like, why didn't it get rid of that snap point? All right, there we go. But you can place a regular, like the wall, and then you go back and boom. And that allows you to add tech turrets to your tower. But this isn't designed for tech turrets because I don't have tech gens. You would have to have a tech gen for that. But you can also put turrets right up here. Like, the fact that you can snap turrets to damn near everything is wild. Like, I love this shit. It's just trying to figure out, like, you can even put turrets on the edges if you wanted to. You could alternate. You can have turrets on the corner on here, then you can kind of put them on the edges. But it's really up to what you want to do. We're gonna go ahead and turn that on. Copy all. Boom. Now this is the main part of the turret tower. You can do heavies, tac heavies, whatever, but this is just a heavy turret tower. Now to help protect the actual foundations, you're going to want to add another, if I can get in there, another layer of foundations around it. Boom. Then, where's my railings? That's a wall. That's because I don't need that. Where's the quarter? Oh, it's still down here. Is it? Yeah, metal quarter wall. I don't want the quarter wall. There we go, the railing. To help protect, you can also do this. You're not supposed to do that. You can put regular tech, like regular railings down, and that'll help slow people down from getting to it. And you can also stack them sometimes. But this is what you do all the way around it, and just helps add some, you know, ability. And from what I understand, you can even sometimes add these to the outside of a cage. after you do the double door frames, you can add these to the cage, which is pretty fucking wild. And turrets can shoot through them. They just won't shoot through the main rail part itself, but this area right here, it'll actually shoot through that now. It didn't do that on Survival Ascended. It stopped doing that for a while. But you got that. You can add bear traps all the way around it. Just anything that helps slow people down from getting to the main part of the tower, since we don't have giant metal hatch frames. You could always use pillars, but with pillars you have a lot of line of sight issues, which is frustrating as hell. But that's one of my basic tower designs. It's got a little sky area where people can't really fly around, and you can always add more turrets to it. You can do it a little bit different, but it's the important part is the snap points, because like this right here, snap points, everything snapped together, so it's not going to just fall because it's got multiple snap points, which is what took the place. Now if you take this, my generator or the turret's going to fall. Or actually it doesn't fall, it would, but because that's the structural support, it just picked it up. Because you bastard, that was not where you're supposed to go. You're supposed to go there. Boop. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that, because that's useless right there. So this is the heavy turret tower. It's not super pretty or anything like that, but like I said earlier, you can always do this. Pick these up to make it even more annoying and frustrating. Just takes forever to pick all this stuff up. I wish I could just, have the gun from S Plus and shoot and pick it up, like pick these all up. But we never had access to S Plus and official anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy and thankful we have access to a lot of the stuff that we have access to now. But if you didn't want to go, say, 15 high or 20 high like I did, this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We'll just do 16-ish high. Cool, we got that. And just replace this. If it'll... I could have probably kept those as regular core items, right? Yeah, I don't even know why I'm doing these as walls. They need to be double door or giant, or the double doors. Oh, it's weird. But we'll turn those into double doors real quick. If it'll let me. Because it wants to snap to everything else but where I need it to snap. That won't work. It's weird how you have to be in like just the right position to get the stuff to snap right. It can be rather frustrating as a builder. Come on, disappear. But you can do this. I just think it's so broken that you can. Come on. So we got pretty much a perfect X. Right? I think it's a perfect X. Sort of is. I don't know. But you place these right on the face of the very, very side of it. And that just gives you some distance, more coverage type deal. It's going to actually overhang the tower just a hair. And as an extra FU to anybody, right here. It just sucks that that structure itself, it's not going to be able to shoot directly underneath it, but it's going to have a much wider range that it can shoot at than it did before. But you have to be careful with your sky tower taking too many turrets, because then you're not going to be able to put so many turrets down where the ground dinos are going to be flying. But just the fact that you can do this and copy turrets, range, that just gives you a little bit more coverage around here up top. And can you imagine having those as some tech turrets as well, to where if somebody's on the back of a stego, it's going to shoot straight down at their head? They're going to have to slow roll the towers even longer, and it's just going to take longer if they decide to soak. It's just a thought, just an idea. Because they'd have to get pretty close, and then by then that's beating the crap out of them, and then those are up there shooting at them as well. Just a nice little basic tower with heavies. No tech turret required, or tech generator required, so as soon as you hit level 100, you can start building those. Now, there was a weird one that I was trying to build. I didn't have any, like, good luck with it. Let's get some Ellie in that puppy. I also like how the element isn't consumed as fast in generators like it used to be. We'll go over here and drop all of our stuff because we have a bunch of crap in our inventory that we're not going to use. Oh, there we go. Come on. Boom. Alright, so obviously we box in. I am not using a door because those doors, never ever ever use the door, the little half folding door, the hidden door. Never use that around generators. Yeah, it blends in with other doors, but all they're going to do is look at the health of the wall, the structure, and they'll be able to see that that's where the door is and that's the weak point. So you always want to use regular walls. And then for your ceiling, use the cellar door, because that's got 15,000 health instead of 10,000 health. Just an idea. So the thing that I was thinking about doing, I don't remember how to do it again. Is that it? Yes, that is it. Cool. I actually was just using the double door frames as well, but snapping them on the turret, on the face. If you get what I mean, right? But you want to make sure that you snap, or you have to build in the middle. The reason why you have to build in the middle is because you want your snap points to be good. And we're not going to put anything on the corners. Because if you put stuff on the corners, that's just extra structures that are going to block what you need access to. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's 10 total. Doing 10 high. Can't remember. Lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. start down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And this is going to be a tech turret. 1. Does this actually show me generator placement? It doesn't show me whether I'm in range of the generator or not. With the gas generator, it did. So we're gonna go 10 high. If it'll cooperate. Come on. Just gotta get really creative. And I'm really not good at that. I'm good at following like blueprints. So that's why I experiment and I make my videos, because then I use my videos for blueprints. That way, if I haven't built it in a while, I can always go back, rewatch the video, like, oh yeah, that's how you do it, because, you know, I have a shit short-term memory. And really annoying neighbors, apparently. That takes up 2 parking spots and almost hits my car just now. But there's just so much flexibility with building in this game. It's fucking wild. Alright, so... Did I forget that? Yes, I did. Gotta make sure that all of those are built correctly. Alright, so... I need... there. Go! I just want to make sure my snap points are good, so I don't want to start and build like partially up and stuff like that. It's a process. Oh yeah, I did need to build over that way because of these. They need the additional snap points to be on the safe side. There's that. And just like on the other tower, you want to start from the inside and build your way out, just to make things easier, because snap points can be fickle little whores. So this is more or less going to be a standalone tower, so I'm going to probably end up putting, or try to put, the full 100 turrets on it. And I'll be happy when a lot of the unofficial servers that I play on start bumping up turret limit above 100, because then I get a little bit more creative with my builds. Now it's at the point that I'm trying to figure out how can I get as many turrets in a one area and still have like good protection, like without as many blind spots. Whereas when I get to where all the servers have like 400 or 500 turret limits, I can get really creative with trying to shove 400 or 500 turrets into something like this. It's just more enjoyable for me. There we go. I spoke too soon. Falling. Come on. Alright. This is the most tedious, like, you have to be really tedious in building in ASA. Like, it's more tedious than I'm used to for Ark at all. Because Ark, ASE wasn't like this tedious type of building. Which is kind of depressing. Oh, I forgot a structure there. There we go. Build here too, because snap points. Like, the more snap points that are snapped together in a structure, the more stable it's going to be. The harder it's going to be to just knock it the fuck down. Which is why I'm building like this from the inside out. Everything's snapped together, nice and secure. It's just trying to make sure the snap points line up correctly. It's a pain in the ass. Oh, I went too high there. is just trying to do that. I could only imagine trying to do this on a dyno, like on a tappy or something like that, without being in GCM or not having a tech suit. I low-key want to do a challenge where I have to build like a tower by hand, like no flying, none of that. I just have to build it. Curious how that's going to actually end up going though. Oh, and I remember why I never wanted to build. I don't build like this because I can't tell where the each wall is. So I would sometimes build like a checkerboard type thing. Double door wall, double door wall, double door wall, and then I go through and break the walls with double door frames. That way I don't have the turrets too close to each other. Because when you have it built like this, it's kind of difficult to see without looking off to the side where each double door is, and that just takes longer to place turrets. I want these builds to be like quick. Up, done, on to the next tower, on to the next task. But with ASA, you have it's the building is going to be much more tedious and require you to be a lot more meticulous with your building techniques and stuff like that, and it's kind of annoying. And the fact that we don't have, yeah, these snap together, but how effective is that? I don't know. There we go. But it's always important to start from the inside out. There's also trying to deal with snap points on the inside, or the inside is, oh, did I not do these? I gotta make sure that I snapped everything where I did. I didn't do it on these right there. Because now one side of the tower is technically tied to the other with more structures, so it's going to be more difficult to just raise the whole damn thing. So you gotta always make sure that your snap points and structures are like connected like they're supposed to be. Otherwise, you're going to run the risk of them dropping like one or two pieces of the structure and then it all falls down. Alright, we can go back to here. Except it keeps snapping in the wrong bloody spot. There we go. I have an idea what I'm going to end up doing to figure out to make sure that I'm not placing turrets too close to each other. Bastard. It's also important to have as much like coverage without having too many turrets concentrated in one area, because you don't want the turrets to get taken out by like one rocket. Ooh. It's just annoying when they do that shit. That's what's happening with metal hatch frame, or not metal hatch frames, metal railings, because they have like 5,000 health. All they do is slow people down. They don't actually stop anybody. There we go. I'm not putting any ceiling or walls around the edge. They're just in between. Because the face of the walls, when they're bunched up or doubled up, they kind of block a lot. So the goal is to actually have turrets right on the edge. And they have a little bit more shooting range and stuff like that, but this is just kind of a cluster in here. I'm not a big fan of that. The goal is we're going to have turrets on the inside that help protect the main structure itself from people that are trying to rush in that bitch on foot. But there. Need to figure out where I'm placing my turrets. You bitch. You weren't supposed to go there. You're supposed to go there. And these are just to block me so I know not to build there. Come on. Or at least I know not to place a structure there. Because with the way that these are, you can't really tell what level they are. We'll do that all the way around. And this is going to be a no build. Right? Yep. And it's just pretty much every other. Oh. I straight up stared at it, but I didn't place it like a dum-dum. One of the downsides to only having the 100 turret limit. Granted, for my builds, I can go into my I file and adjust that, but since pretty much everybody's keeping to a 100 turret limit right now until they get the settings and server stability issues taken care of, then we'll go to our higher turret limits. And I can get really creative with some of these builds after that. Alright, up. I'll laugh if everything doesn't line up right. It's gonna be like, oh, no, you're not in, sync with each other type deal. Fuck you, game. Alright, there we go. So hard to see with this stupid lighting that they have. I'm gonna go ahead and switch these over so it's a little bit easier to place. Or select them, I should say. Wait, what am I doing? I'm a dum-dum, don't mind me. There we go. And one of the important things is to space out your tech turrets from each other, just for the simple fact that the tech tappies, Rexes, stuff like that can shoot the turret itself directly. They don't have to damage the structure. They will, but they don't have to. Only thing that you don't have to worry about getting damaged directly from tech saddles and stuff is going to be heavy turrets if they're on the ground. They're a lot more difficult to destroy. But tech will take out tech. I haven't tested that in ASE or ASA yet though. So it's going to be something I need to do some theory crafting on. Like, hey, can that get destroyed? I don't know. It might. Let's snap there. That's exactly kind of how I wanted it. Now, am I going to be able to snap these turrets down here? right on the edge. And they're going to be elevated just enough that if you get running, you're not getting shot in like the legs. You're getting shot like face fucking level by the tech turret. And if it doesn't kill you, it's just going to knock you back. So it's going to add a little bit of a challenge for trying to rocket run. So now we're going to place these here. Come on. And of course we still have the heavy turrets. I'm just curious, I haven't done any testing yet, but do Stegos still protect you from just heavies, like bullets? Or are Stegos going to be pretty much the meta when it comes to raiding people without heavy turrets? Because Stegos are relatively easy to get. So even a low level Stego against heavy turrets, as long as you're able to rush it and able to get rockets out, that's a big fat rip for the turret tower or the death wall. That's why I always recommend at least a 50-50 ratio of tech turrets with heavy turrets. Ideally, I would prefer, and I've gotten this way for a while now, I'd rather have like 60% tech turrets, 30% heavy turrets. And then the additional 10% use the, what the hell are they called? Plant species. Because they'll help, they screw up dinos and stuff like that and mess up with the people's vision to where it's probably harder for them to get into a position to where they can soak. That's just, you know, an idea. We got 40 turrets and we got that done. Sweet, that means we're gonna have enough turrets to put stuff down. And I recommend having the heavies up top because they'll help shoot rockets from above better. And you don't have to worry about them getting tech tappied out. So there's this. Come on. I just hate how I have to actually switch between the two now. I wish the turrets were kind of like some of the other structures where all you gotta do is hit R. But we know that's not possible. Because the costs for these are completely different. Now let's get this in. Back to the text. I hope I didn't miss anything. Nope, I didn't. Sweet. But if you misplace a turret and get your line, like, count, not necessarily just count, but how they're, like, organized or whatever wrong, and just cause so many issues. I just love the fact that I can snap turrets to pretty much any structure in this game. Like, it's awesome. And the turrets are also spaced out from each other. They're not like overlapping each other or anything like that. So it kind of helps with the line of sight issues. Because I know some people will literally stack turrets damn near on top of each other and be like, oh, it looks good. Like, oh, if I stand like 2 feet off to the left, none of them are going to shoot me because they're all blocking each other. That's how I used to raid over on Ark Survival Evolved solo with no dinos. Use the structure, or not the structure, the mesh, like the map itself to defend me from the I fucked up. Heavy, tech, heavy, tech, heavy, tech, heavy. What? Where did I fuck up? Heavy, tech, heavy. I skipped a row. That's what I was telling you. It's important to pay attention when you're placing. Otherwise, you have to pick up a bunch of stuff and go back and redo it. At least I did it right there instead of like when I'm completely done with the tower. Because that would just be awkward to do that in front of people. Because, you know, I almost never do anything awkward. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. Tell you, my sisters, then you see everything that I do that's completely fucking awkward. Alright, and placing these with heavy turrets because I screwed up on my alignment. Now, of course, you could try and zigzag the turrets up and like from the top to the bottom, but and have one tech turret on one side, one heavy turret on the other, because it's the same count of turrets on each side essentially. Alright, what are we placing? Tech turrets. Wait, what? Yeah. Getting paranoid over here, thinking, no, I'm not supposed to place a tech turret here. Yeah, I am. Because this will be the last row of heavies right here. Then we're back to the tech turret. I still can't imagine getting shot right in that fucking dome running up on this. Now we pick all these up. Really don't want to have to pick these up, but it is what it is. But I think that's coming along. All the additions and changes to ASA, I'm really happy and impressed with it. Just makes things a lot easier. Almost done with one row, one side. Boom. That would be interesting, actually, but you can't place turrets on the side of those. I wish you could, because then you could put a turret on each side, but there's really no point then. Just, you know, thoughts going through my head. Yep, down we go. Alright, we got two sides done. So the main PvP player that I usually watch, Rockzilla, is taking a break from Ark until they figure this shit out with ASA and get things started or up and running for some of the officials, especially for like scripts. Because I play on the same like 1000X server that he plays on, and they have scripts where you can buy stuff directly from the store. But I guess Nitrado is like, oh, we don't have access or the ability to do any of that stuff. So on the 1000X server that I play on, we may not get access to the store or whatever like we used to, which kind of sucks. And with how expensive the game is and the servers and all that stuff, he can't really host the stuff himself. and he essentially runs it like a business. Like, he makes money off of the server. So, but his admin team also gets paid, if I'm correct. But it just means that even like the non-commercialized thing or whatever, because he makes bank. He doesn't just do it for donations to help keep the server up and running. No, he makes money. But people aren't going to be able to buy any of the ranks and stuff like that that we used to get, which kind of sucks. They won't be able to do it for ASA. He's keeping the ASE servers up until they die down due to everybody switching over to ASA. We're almost done. Any more walls to take out? Nope. Cool. Turn this puppy on. Up settings. Because you get more turrets shooting at you. It's ugly as shit. Trust me, I know. But it works. We need foundations again. Then we go back through and do some finishing touches. Help slow people down. I've got the foundation. I want to pick up the damn foundation. I want to pick up the railing. You can also build pillars, but those have a lot of line of sight issues. That's going to be something I experiment with and try out later on in the future. But I think the pillars could be, you know, utilized or viable. Because I can, with them, over on that one, I can snap. No, I wouldn't want to do that because that takes away visibility. But for like strength reasons, you can actually snap the pillars to in between double door frames, and they overlap double door frame, protecting it itself. The last thing I would recommend doing is these. Don't do these until you have the full tower built, because these are more or less designed to slow people down that are trying to rocket run on foot. It's going to help them keep a little bit of a distance from things, if you know what I mean. All right, is that it? Nope. Double check it real quick. There we go. That'll keep people from trying to rocket run, because I have to take out some of that stuff to do it. But it looks good, right? How many turrets is that? 80 turrets, so you still have 20 turrets that you can place around the bottom. You can also be a little asshole and put these up on top and set those to players only. That way when somebody comes up on the back of a stego, it targets them directly on the back of the stego. Now the problem is, since they're up here, Tech Tappy with a hex saddle can, or a Tappy with a tech saddle can tech those out, but I think, oh, we forgot to. But I think it's good, right? Because you can also go boop. And that'll actually shoot directly over it. And I was determined to get like the full 100 on this tower. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. There we go. Too many structures of this nearby, right? 100. There we go. 100 turret tower. ASA design. Let's get over here real quick and get a photo of it in photo mode. My guy's got some pecs. Go Alt F1. Or actually, no, I want it there. Alright, there we go. And then exit out of photo mode. Cool. Alright, that is it for that. Pretty much all that I have for today. We got 2 decent sized towers built. One with nothing but heavy turrets, and we got one that's a combination of heavy and tech turrets. I got to do a little bit. Biddle Quetzal brings back memories. Yes, it does, Nick. Yes, it does. Holy shit, yes, it does. I'm curious if they're going to keep that enabled or not, or if they're going to end up disabling it. I have a feeling that they might end up disabling it. And it also depends on what type of turrets you can place. Because you might, I don't know what kind you can place on the back of a Quetzal. Is it just auto turrets, or can you put heavies as well? So there is that. But I am done for the day. I gotta get ready to go trick-or-treating. I hope everybody has a great weekend, or a week, I should say. It's Tuesday. I hope you all have a good week. Have some fun trick-or-treating if you're trick-or-treating tonight. And as always, happy arcing.